My name is Kaoru Kohashigawa. I work at Tally. I'm a senior platform engineer. Yeah, this is my first time speaking at Scale, by the way. I actually heard this from Tabitha. Tabitha came in last year. She had really good feedback about the conference, and so here we are. I really appreciated that I could have examples in my talk, that I was able to use my cat analogies, and so I was really excited about that. But more importantly, I think being able to share how we're using the available technologies out there to build a framework which is more accessible to engineers, I think it was really exciting for us to actually share that with the world and start getting some interest into what we're doing. I wear multiple hats at Tally. So with Typebus, it allowed us to spin up services relatively quickly with a lot of velocity. But the current work that I'm working on right now is migrating our mono repo from SBT to Bazel. So my main focus at the company is making our engineers more effective and develop and ship code faster. So my work is important to Tally because it allows us to bring in more engineers and have less thrash with builds and deploys and productivity as far as spinning up new services or figuring out how to communicate with these existing services, and really allows us to basically build tools to make other people more effective. Yeah, I was actually really looking forward to the, it was something around the finding the needle in the haystack of the big data, which was earlier this morning, but unfortunately we were practicing for our speech, so I couldn't get to actually sit down and see the talk, but I'm looking forward to seeing it on the line, and I can catch up then. So we're aiming to double the size of our team. And really what this means is really testing out my intuitions on focusing on the tools that we need to operate at a larger scale. And not talking about customer-wise, but engineering-wise. This is, I think, a problem that maybe a lot of engineers don't really think about. When you add more people, your tooling becomes more and more stressed. And if you don't put a lot of investment in those toolings, people or engineers in general start becoming slower and slower. And so adding more engineers doesn't fix the problem. You have to fix the problem at the root. And so the work that I'm doing now will hopefully prove that I made the right choices when our engineering team doubles. So I'm excited to see how our engineering team grows, but also how my work is contributing to the scale of an engineering level, and then effectively allowing us to ship products more quickly and find a better market fit and ultimately help people be financially less stressed. Yeah, I mean, I met a handful of people. I was somewhat nervous when I went up to talk because, to be honest, I'm relatively new to the Scala ecosystem. And I was afraid that I was going to get some really difficult question when I went up to speak, but everyone was really kind. Even the difficult questions that I got off stage, people were able to explain to me in a polite manner. And so I'm really impressed by the welcomingness of the Scala community so far. I really appreciate all the talks around big data because I feel like that is where the industry is driving us. We have to think about more and more data and how to manage it properly and get the most value out of the data. So a lot of people that I've been talking to, we're talking to people who are dealing with a lot of data and trying to find value out of that data. And I feel like that's really interesting. Something that I would improve about the conference itself, I think, and this is probably a nitpick, but the exhibitor space is kind of tight. And so I would like to see a more open space where, we can more freely walk around and have more conversations with people, because I feel like not only are conferences valuable because we get to share ideas on stage, but the value really comes when we start talking about it and having conversations. I feel like conferences are more valuable because we have conversations rather than having people stand in their soapboxes and talk about things. We want to really start networking and building a community rather than having people just speak.